Hi everyone, welcome to Smriti Special. I am Smriti Iyer and we are at the art studio. Today I'm going to show you how to make an egg-free chai cake. Now it might sound weird, but it's the same chai that we drink, the chai which is made with black tea leaves. It's going to be delicious. So let's get started. If you're new around here, let me catch you up. We are doing a series on my YouTube channel of how to make different flavored cakes with one base recipe. So that base recipe is my vanilla butter cake. The video for that is already on my YouTube channel. I'm going to leave a link in the description box below so you can catch up. We are using that same recipe today and the same concept to make a chai cake. Let's look at the ingredients we need for this recipe and how it compares to the base recipe. So for this, we need our dry ingredients, which is our all-purpose flour. Then we have our baking soda and baking powder, which are the leavening agents which do not change in the recipe. We have some sugar here. And then in the base recipe, we were using two different kinds of fats, which was butter and cream cheese. But in this recipe, since chai does not go really well with cream cheese, I decided to use all butter. Then we have all the ingredients here which make this cake chai flavored, So we have some chai leaves. These are some black tea leaves. We have some ginger and we have some cardamom here. And along with this, we are also using some biscuits just to give that feeling of chai and biscuit in the entire cake. Then let's talk about our liquid, which is our milk here. We are using a higher amount of milk from the base recipe because we need to infuse this milk with the chai leaves, and in that process, the milk gets reduced. So this is why we start with a higher amount of milk. Today I'm going to make this cake in my 6-inch cake pan. I have prepared it with some butter and flour. If you want to see elaborate video about how to prepare your pans, I have it in my vanilla cake recipe, which is the first one in this series. I have a large bowl here with a sieve and I'm going to sift my dry ingredients so that everything combines well. So I have my all-purpose flour. Okay. To this we're going to add baking soda, some baking powder, and we are going to add some cardamom. Now this is because a lot of people love chai with cardamom, so I decided to add it in here. Just giving it a little mix. You can add chai masala to this if you want, ready-made chai masala, or if you make chai masala on your own, that would be awesome too. Just sifting all of this together. You see those big bits? You don't need that. Now we're going to do something very interesting. Instead of using the milk on its own, we are going to infuse it with the chai leaves, okay? Now for this, I have a saucepan here. Basically, we're making a chai, so yeah. So we have the milk. Now that this milk is boiling, we are going to add our tea leaves, our black tea leaves or chai, okay? Use the best quality. Use the one that you like to drink because that's the flavor you're most used to, right? And just mix it along, let it infuse. Look at that. Now we're going to boil it on a medium-low heat for 1 minute, and then we're going to add our ginger. Now to this beauty, we are going to add some grated ginger, okay? Use fresh ginger in this recipe instead of powdered ginger because this is going to give you the authentic ginger chai flavor. Oh my god, it smells amazing. I wish you guys could smell it, which you can when you make the recipe, of course. So now we're just going to switch the heat off. Okay, we are going to put a lid on it and let it infuse for a few minutes. Now I've just sieved off my chai here. Just press on the tea leaves so that you get all of the good flavor. Okay, now what I'm going to do here might seem weird to some people, but trust me, I'm going to take a little bit, like a tablespoon or so, of this brewed ginger tea mixture, okay, and I'm going to add it to my chai. I'm going to add this to my cake. Now it helps if your brand of tea is really good, so you can do that. If you're adding tea leaves which are too bitter, then don't do this. Today I'm making this cake in my stand mixer with my paddle attachment. You can use a hand mixer in a bowl, of course. Okay, we are going to start out with our softened butter. Okay, beautiful. Make sure that your butter is softened, which means that it's not too cold, not too melted. Okay, to this we are going to add our powdered sugar or caster sugar, and we are going to whip this together until it's nice and fluffy, about 2 minutes. All right guys, look how beautiful. Just get in there with your spatula, even if you're doing this with a hand mixer, just to get everything from the sides of the bowl. Give it a wipe down so that everything combines really well. Okay, now I'm going to add my flour, basically the dry ingredients, half of it, and then we are going to add our warm chai, again half of it, and then we're going to fold it together. Now I'm making a small batch, so I'm doing this in 2 parts. You can do more parts of it. You can divide the whole thing into more portions if you're making a bigger mixture. Okay, all right, that looks good. And then I'm going to add the rest of the flour. Okay, and the rest of the chai along with the tea leaves on the bottom. Trust me, it's going to be so good. Anybody who loves chai is going to love this. My dad is going to love this for sure. Okay, then again we're going to mix it at a low speed. We mix it at a low speed so that the gluten in the flour doesn't develop and make the cake tough. So gentle mixing. All right, look how pretty. Let's get this out of here. Get in there with your spatula and just give it a good mix, because sometimes some things might be stuck to the bottom and we want the entire cake mixture to be homogeneous. Now to my prepared cake pan, I am going to add our beautiful layer of cookie crumbs. Okay, use any brand that you like, basically anything that you'd like to have with your chai. And then just with a little bowl, what I'm going to do is to just make a nice layer on the bottom. This will give a nice crunch to your cake, as well as that nostalgic flavor of chai and cookies, you know. Now on to that, we are going to add our beautiful chai cake dough. It smells heavenly, and if you notice, we didn't add any vanilla in this recipe because the tea and the ginger and the cardamom, everything is so strong, we really don't need any vanilla. Now just with my palette knife here, you can use a spoon for this, just evening this out. Okay, just level it, because in butter cakes, it's sometimes for thicker batters, it's better to do this step. Okay, otherwise your surface of your cake on the top might be uneven. That looks good. Now this is going to go in a preheated oven at 160 degrees Celsius for about 45 minutes. Once it gets done, I'll show you what it looks like. Now this is a 6-inch pan, so it's going to take about 45 minutes because the thickness of the batter in the pan is more. If you decide to bake this in a, let's say, 8-inch pan, then the batter to the pan proportion is going to be lesser and the height of the batter in the pan is going to be lesser, so it's going to take lesser time to cook. So if you do this in an 8-inch pan, it might get done in about 30 to 35 minutes. My chai cake came out of the oven at the 45-minute mark. It has been cooling in the pan itself for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I unmolded it and now it's cooled down completely. It smells so good. If you give this to any chai lover, they're going to be very happy for sure. So I'm going to finish this up with a little bit of icing sugar. This is completely optional. It just makes everything shine basically. Don't put too much. Beautiful. Now let's give it a cut. Look at this cake, you guys. It's like it has this beautiful layer of cookie on the bottom, which is kind of merged with the cake, which is so good. And then you have the amazing crumb of the cake, which also has little bits and pieces of the tea leaves, which we added. And the aroma is it's just like drinking chai. So just make it for a chai lover. They will thank you, and you will thank me. So I have cut myself a little piece here so that I can give it a try and tell you exactly what it is. Although I know it's going to be good though. So I'm going to take a little piece along with the base, which is the biscuit base that we put. It is. This is like the whole experience of drinking chai with biscuits. That's what you get out of this cake in one mouthful. It's hard to explain this. You need to make this so that you can experience the same feeling that I'm feeling here. I'll have the written recipe for you guys on my website. The link for that is given in the description box below. Make it, share a picture with me, share it on Facebook, Instagram, wherever. Do not forget to tag me so I can see your recreations. Like this video, comment on it. It really helps me when you comment, because then I know what you feel about my content and I can build on it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more delicious recipe. I'll see you again next time soon. Bye.